This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. We had quite a bit of volatility today in the market. Actually, the VIX had spiked to over 19 at one point. Just a few days ago, I was sharing with you some ideas for hedging, and the volatility index was at, I think it was at 15, maybe 14 and a half. If you had actually taken some of the hedges that day or that week, you'd be doing really well on your hedges right now. It's really important that when you hedge the market, you don't do it when everyone's fearful. That's like buying insurance when the water is rising and about to get into your home. It's not going to work. The best time to hedge is before any of the fireworks start. And that's exactly what we did inside the community. Now, one of my favorite hedges, I'll say my favorite hedge, is the put ratio spread. The reason it's my favorite hedge is it actually involves two things that are very familiar to me. It is buying a put, simply like when you buy a call, you expect the market to go up. Well, when you buy a put, you expect the market to go down. So I purchased a put, and then the other part of this spread is you sell two puts, same expiration date, to finance your hedge. The premium that you receive from selling the put will normally pay for the premium that it costs to buy the hedge. That's a great way to trade, but the problem with that, when you do it all together in one trade, which most of the times when you see it, it will be together. When you do it that way, it's an issue because you're only getting the best deal on one end of the spread. So when you buy a put, it's best to buy a put when the VIX is low and when the market's high. It's best to sell a put when the VIX is high and the market is pulling back, because you're providing insurance for somebody and you're going to get more money when the market's pulling back. So what I did for my community members was I went ahead and I purchased the put the other day. So that's great, but I waited. I decided to not sell puts until the volatility spiked. And so that was today. It worked out beautifully because I was able to sell one put and it almost completely paid for the hedge that I did just a few days ago. And so now I'll sell a second put when I see volatility spike again. Now, if you're not in my community, you won't get the signal. So I want to prepare you for how you can engineer this yourself. Once things die down, once the fear is over and things are more tranquil, that's when you buy your hedge. And usually you want to go about 3 to 4 months out to purchase your put. I'm going to take you into the computer and show you what to look for when you purchase your put. Then, when the volatility spikes again, that is the best time to sell the put that will finance your hedge. Yes, you need to be organized and you need to remember to do this, but if you do it this way, it will require far less capital to actually finance that hedge. Let's jump into the computer and take a look. I want to start off showing you the actual VIX. So you can see right here on January 5th was the actual date that I bought the put against the market. The VIX was lower. And obviously you can see it's risen much more since that point. So the idea is to buy your hedges when the volatility is low. Ideally, it will be below the $15 mark. You usually get the best pricing that way. It won't cost as much for you to make the purchase. Now I'm going to take you onto an option chain and I'm going to show you what you can look for when you are about to purchase your hedge. Once you get to the option chain, the first order of business is to select your expiration date. Typically, when I purchase a call, I want to go out about a year or more, but it's different for a put when I am purchasing a put. When you have negative market events, they don't usually last for long, but you want to have enough time that time decay is not an issue. So for that reason, I like 6/18 of 2026. If we get a market pullback, it will more than likely happen within the next couple of months. So if I have something out that's further in time, something around the summertime, this will allow me to cover a wide range of time for the high volatility event. Now you need to look at selecting your actual put to purchase. There's a variety of ways that you can go about this. If you go with a higher delta, something around here, maybe around the 0.5 mark, that is going to cost you quite a bit more, but it will increase faster if the market pulls back. But when people do hedges, a lot of times they like to look at something maybe around the 0.3 area because it's not very expensive. They're not anticipating this staying on for very long. And then that way, it doesn't cost as much when you try to finance it as well. So if you look right here at this $600 hedge, this one seems to be very popular. There's 21,000 in open interest, and there's some volume right here on this chain. This might be a good one to keep your eye on. Now, if you were going to do this today, you more than likely will be overpaying for it because the VIX has spiked. But when the VIX retreats, this same option will more than likely be something around the $18 mark. So keep that in mind and anchor yourself to it. Now, let's look at when the right time would be to sell a put to finance it. If you go back to the volatility index, you can see right now that the VIX is elevated. We're over 15. So this may not be a bad time to go ahead and sell your puts to finance your future put that you are going to purchase. Let's look at the cues so we can look at a reasonable point that we might want to put our strike price, because we have to agree to buy the shares at that strike. And I want to make sure that you're comfortable taking on the risk when you look at the different levels of support on the cues. When it's time to sell your put, you might want to anchor yourself right here to this 200-day moving average. Typically, when the indexes get down this low, then it will hit here and bounce, but we're going far enough out in time that hopefully it'll be back up to where we are now by the time we actually get to the expiration date. So you do want to go a little bit further out. That helps avoid the early assignment issue, and then you can allow the market to run through its cycle and keep your trade safe. Assuming you wait until the VIX retreats to buy this $600 put, paying around the $18 mark, then you can consider selling maybe right here at this 560 area. If you sold 2 puts at 560, right now you would receive $13.60 for each of them. So you would receive enough to actually pay for your hedge, and then you would even have some left over. Now let's talk about what happens if the market pulls back even further. After you sell this 560 put, any dollar closer to 560 that the market starts pulling back to, it will appear that you have a losing trade. But remember, what's most important is what happens on your expiration date. So I don't get fearful when that happens. I had agreed when I sold the put to put up the money to actually buy the Qs at 560. If I were to buy them at that level in June, more than likely that would pay dividends in the future because I would be getting it at such a low point compared to where we are trading now. And we know, looking back over time, that the market tends to go up. And if you look back over 12-month periods, going back to 1950, the market has gone up 75% of the time in those 12-month periods. So I wouldn't be fearful of actually taking the assignment, but I just wanted you to be aware, if you see the market retreat, it's going to appear that you have a losing trade. But what's most important is where are the indexes trading as we approach your expiration date. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you. I want to put this in an option calculator so you can see the purchased put and how it may increase if the market pulls back. So if you look right here, I have the June 18th date, and I went ahead and I changed the pricing on this to reflect what it will more than likely be once the VIX settles down again. That's $18.50. So you can do that when you go into Option Strat, and you can change the price so you can get a better indication of how the trade may work if you want to wait. If we do pull back to that 560 area, you can look right here down here at 563. Let's assume this happens in the February timeframe. Well, if so, then something that we paid $18.50 for will then be profiting by $2,861. And more than likely, as time moves on, the sold puts that we use to finance it, those will more than likely still be out of harm's way because once we hit these critical levels like this, like I said, the market will typically go back up. And so you will potentially lock in your profit when the market pulls down to this level, and then you'll allow your sold puts to continue to pay you as the market pulls back up. It's a really great way to trade, and if you have the money to actually finance those sold puts, or if you're using margin and you're very conservative with it, it usually works out pretty well. If you don't have the cash for something like this, consider doing something similar with the TQQQ. I hope you found that helpful, and now you're inspired to put together the hedge when the market is calm. Now, if you're considering joining the community, just come and join us. Everyone that jumps in, they all say the same thing. They wish they would have done this sooner. I would love to personally meet you on my next Ashley Live, and I would love to welcome you into the fold. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if you want to watch the video I made about hedging, it's going to give you a variety of ways to hedge. You can watch that video right here.